Family, good evening and welcome to another edition of the program City and Inside Salone with me, Mark Thompson. Inside the edition of the program, recently on the 29th of April, and the whole country be grappling mourning to a very unfortunate incident will be happen at the Pademba Old Correctional Center, where prisoners them and security personnel them get some commotion. According to the government, by then they say there be an attempted prison break. So, but this particular attempted prison break, according to the government, will result in the death of many prisoners. Them, well, over the course of the past months, civil society groups them and the general public they urge government for let government do an independent investigation and also come out with the actual findings as to what exactly happened on that particular day. Well, this be don't make the Salone Correctional Service be don't do their own investigation, and recently also then they call a press conference where they share to the general public their own findings as to what exactly be happen. But before we go to that findings day, one of the civil society groups then really call on government for give the answer or give the country answer na the National Center for Human Rights and Development, and we are against the executive director with me today, James Matthew. Good evening and welcome to the program, sir.
CTM una evening. Family una they listen to out there. Una good evening.
Family, don't forget so yourself can be part of the program. Send a message to the number 078-330-167. The number again is 078-330-167. Like I say, the government and the Salone Correctional Service be don't pull their own message as to what exactly happened. Let's take a listen to what exactly the Salone Correctional Service, my colleague Lai Jackson, be attend the press conference and put together this report.
April 29 this year, what we literally see some demanding na the Pademba Road Correctional Center be a bus for escape. This be make panic be they all about na freedom, and Sujaman and OSD then become and put the situation under control. After this riot, the government be set up committee for investigate the matter. Tuesday, July 7, the Director General of the Salone Correctional Center be update journalists then na one press conference will be take place at the Ministry of Information and Communication. You believe na free term will be the talk but the report. Joseph Lamboy start for talk about information we don't get na social media.
Pervasive social media posts and intelligence of the national intelligence community indicated that specific threats that inmates and persons within were planning a last-day arson attack on the main correctional facility in order to facilitate the escape of inmates. So in that regard, a high-level security assessment was undertaken on the 21st April 2020, and specific recommendations were made to enhance surveillance and strengthen perimeter defenses. The recommendations were submitted as instructed on Monday, the 27th of April 2019 by the Office of the National Security for executive clearance, so that all the recommendations that emanated from that meeting were to be employed.
Overcrowding, understaff, and health restriction of the COVID-19. Now some of the things them where the Director General say caused the riots now the Pademba Road Correctional Center.
Look at overcrowding. So the Freetown Correctional Center was built in 1914 with a capacity of 324 units. It is the country's only maximum correctional facility. At the time of the April 29th incident, there were 1,300 inmates in that facility. That constituted 400% of overcrowding. Staff shortages. Nationwide, the Salone Correctional Service is 40% under strength. Of 3,550 approved posts, 1,389 are not filled. Of the 2,161 officers currently employed, only 1,216 of them are discipline officers. In other words, they do the day-to-day security job in the institutions. We look at another cause or causative factor, which is the COVID-19 health restrictions and social media threats. After the admission of case 90 of COVID-19 at the correctional center, management took a number of preventive actions to avert community infection at the overcrowded correctional facility, that is the Freetown Main.
Joseph Lamboy be also go ahead and talk about when and how this riot take place.
So the riot started without raining around 7:30 a.m. on the 29th April 2020. It was eventually resolved around 11 a.m. on the same day. Therefore, the riot lasted approximately 3 hours 30 minutes. The investigations indicate that key initiators of the riot broke through the chicken wire mesh across the gangway at the River First Block. The damaged workshop doors and used heavy tools to damage the locks of cell. The overwhelming numbers of rampage inmates quickly overwhelmed the 28 unarmed staff, seized hostages, violently smashed doors, and set stores and other buildings on fire. There was no clear leadership among the rioters. There were no lines of communication and the rioters, and so no demands were communicated. No ultimatums were presented to start before or during this onslaught. So there was no alternate line of action, and a general group resolution was most unlikely. The actions of the violence and rampage inmates could only be interpreted for what they were, that is, they were beating colleague inmates, bludgeoning and stabbing fellow prisoners to death with blunt objects, mind you, that rival hoops or dunks within all correctional facilities. And after the assessment, up to 12 billion, as per the information given out by the Ministry of Works, when we have completed our BOP and drains, cost up to 12 billion. And other items, store items, for instance, office equipment, freezers from the catering, other related equipment from the carpentry shops and other workshops also amounted to 7.5 billion. So we are talking close to
It will continue for say, according to the investigation, the decide for use force will make 30 prisoners and 1 prison officer will lost their life.
Billion. Eventually, armed personnel made a forced entry into the main yard of the facility to restore law and order. They were violently attacked by the inmates. With their lives at great risk, they had no option but to use lethal force in response. Post-mortem examination reports indicate that 9 inmates and 1 officer were brought down as a result of their actions. Not our officer who greatly lost his life, but 9 of the men who were intransigent could not heed to call, fell down on that day, that is the 29th of April, and 21 other inmates succumbed to their injuries in various dates between 30th of April and the 15th of May 2020. Of the inmates who died, 2 died of illnesses, 1 of asthmatic crisis condition and the other of tuberculosis. 12 inmates died of gunshot wounds, and 16 inmates died of blunt force injuries, which I have mentioned and have attempted to explain the need to what that meant. 6 of these have already been buried after the post-mortem examination by their relatives who came forward to reclaim the bodies. And the 24 are yet to be buried because we have sent out letters informing them that their relatives who choose them as next of kin who had been with us had died as a result of their incident, but Bill has turned up to claim the bodies. And if that remains the case until Sunday of next week, the department will endeavor to give them a decent burial the way we used to do.
Maybe the talk for SECA the government. The Minister of Information and Communication, Mohamed Rahman Swaye, may talk about some of the planning where the government gets for upgrade the correctional center.
Just to ensure that this government is committed to ensuring that the rights of inmates are respected at all times. Mobile phones are now available so that inmates will stay in touch with their families. I mean, this is a very fundamental right that inmates continue to enjoy, and that has to be noted. Again, whatever was built back in the day, right? Times have changed, we have moved on. We realize there are a lot of things that are required right now in the 21st century, in the digital environment. We are talking about installation of CCTV cameras and a whole series of other security equipment to ensure that we are able to keep it in the true spirit of its name, maximum security and correctional center. We know that in the aftermath of this, like the DG mentioned, valuable surrounding lives were lost. To those families, we extend our deepest condolence.
May we bring this report to you. Name Nalahai Jackson.
Okay, one for Terry and my colleague Lahai Jackson. Plenty thank you. They put together that report, the fumble. Like I say, yourself can be part of the program. Send your message to the number 078330167. I come na studio to we guest when James Matthew, and you're listening to waiting the Director General of the Salone Correctional Service, don't say also the Minister of Information. So what's in you take?
Yeah, thank you very much. In the first place, I want to tell the government of His Excellency, Brigadier Julius Madabio, for listening to the request we the civil society will make immediately when this incident will happen on the 29th of April 2020. And we're happy today that the report don't come out and then don't give the public, the prison director don't come out and explain to the public within exactly within their own findings. But I want for you to be critical here. Why would they tell His Excellency the President Tenki? We also want to remind His Excellency the President that the statement where it be make in second speech, if I not lie, during this COVID-19, where we tell the people of Sierra Leone that they go for set up a committee, the government go for set up a committee, we go for comprise of people from different sectors, which to read from the civil society will be very welcoming.
Okay.
But just for can you say this report now Sierra Leone Prison Services or Salone Correctional Center, Madam Conductor, maybe some of the questions I would have really loved for get somebody from the Sierra Leone Correctional Services. For them, I will tell you number one, the completion of the investigation team, without them involved. This report, this very good report we then give you, is it the report of only correctional services had been did? That is question number one. Question number two, if they may get other people from other sectors, maybe from political parties, from the UN, from civil society, from interreligious council, or from the government of Sierra Leone of itself, who are those people? Because it's a little bit confusing.
But Mr.
For investigate prison.
But one will say in any institution when something happen, they must conduct an internal investigation before any other outside play could come in and do an investigation. So one will say that the rights move the correctional center.
That is why His Excellency the President, in the first place, for make sure see this particular incident, they investigate, and because on that day, on that fatal day, the report when they come out was that 10 people then die. That was what the Minister of Information will tell the nation.
Yeah.
Saying that 10 people then die. Even when social media people then they go all over social media and say the number been past that, government vehemently been say now only 10 people die.
And up to now, if you listen to the report keenly, they mention say on that day that 10 people die.
Okay.
But subsequently, during the course of the week, then people already die, so the remaining 29 or so and 21 or so die now due to the injuries and wouldn't get from doing that particular rioting and lead to them die. Not to that they didn't die.
Okay, make I take you in the context of human rights. If the director of prisons is saying they use lethal force, I really want for the director come to studio and explain how can he use lethal force and 31 people and die. I want the director to be very honest with himself. I'm sorry if he's offended. Let's go to Nelson Mandela rules, prison rules, rule 44. Let him read them. In a motorman, we give him the due respect. He's the director of correctional services. But we are, in fact, who are those people where they can use lethal force?
But the director general and the report as well do about to the report to say when the riot starts, then use minimal force for
what's minimal about using live bullets of people?
When it don't go out of hand, you say then calling for reinforcement.
Who are those people that call for enforcement? It's not clear in the report. Yeah. Rumor in the circulate say we have not confirmed that bodyguards from the office of His Excellency the President, then can they? It's some measure who are those people who then use the lethal force.
You say it's rumor.
Yes, it's rumor. Let me say no confirm. It was allegedly. You understand? Who are those people? Now being the police them or the OSG they would have been there in charge of the prison on that day that they go inside, they use according to them. You can't use lethal force and kill somebody.
Even when somebody posts threats,
you can't use lethal force, Mr. I want to be very clear. Except any other person, they tell me say you can, if anywhere you lose lethal force, even the means of shooting, Mr. Thompson, in the human rights context, the means of shooting, anytime you shoot anybody above the abdomen, it's dead. No prison. I mean, sorry.
but Mr. Mark,
no police officer. No.
If you do research around prison, anywhere in the world, even in the United States, where they get the best democracy, when prisoner make an attempt for break prison, then they shoot you.
Then they shoot you, but they shoot in get condition. Police are trained for shoot. You understand? But the training when they give specific time and event as to when for shoot. These prisoners now prison not being get guns.
Yeah.
They had no guns.
But they were armed.
Armed with what?
But you see where them.
No, they were armed with what?
Then burn down the whole facility. We all see.
We'll see that one day.
So
we'll see that one day. What for see the arm?
That officer said you said they were armed.
They were armed with what? What did they armed with? We need to know that. You know, this is very serious in this nation, and this is a matter we need for the investigation. The National Center for Human Rights and Development get for taken to the United Nations. Sierra Leone, they under Universal Periodic Review, and this matter is a very serious matter. The lives of the people, government get 3 responsibilities: right to life, a fundamental human right. People cannot be incommunicado. People cannot be in prison, and you go kill them. It means the government don't respect human rights, and that we are saying. Today, the families of those people, what did they get for give them? Those who were shot and killed, with compensation they get for them.
So hold on,
they get why
they blame now the government.
We blame the government. I know Allah go far. We blame the government.
Why?
That situation was not properly handled, professionally handled. And this was the very first time we they see police shooting. We are not saying allegedly. Whether it was police, whether it was the military, we don't know. And that is the question we are asking. Who are those people? Would have been given the order?
So how you say them for that handle that situation?
It should have been professionally handled. Maybe we need prison for Sidon Naya and explain
in your context, in your opinion, how you feel say on that day where that in the suddenly just blow up and at that particular.
What that means then, Mr. Thompson, he can use tear gas.
If you not be the head of the.
Then can use tear gas. Then can use tear gas. What that means then they.
Well, according to them, they use tear gas, but it not work.
No. You can't tell me that. I was an eyewitness, although I didn't go into the prison, but I was outside within the confines of the prison. You understand? Therefore, don't use those boys when they not been get gone. In the first place, the prison not been get gone. If they been get gone, then they shoot at the police. If they been gone, they shoot at the. We are not saying they did very well. If anybody say what in the prisoners and do was good, no, that person did not a good person. But at the same time, the disproportionate use of force now would they against. At the area, the Director General the talk say lethal force was used.
Yeah.
And we did against that statement. The statement for use lethal force and kill 31 people. You know, it go a long way for tell we say if that situation professional, whether them people then die on the day or whether they die later, they are citizens of this country. Then find them wanting for something.
Citizens they will take the loan at their hand.
Citizens where the state also not provide anything for them, so that's why they are in prison. If the state would have provided what it takes for give them, they wouldn't have been in prison. So we need to find out.
That's not justification for them to commit crime.
No. It's not justification for committing crime, but the state also not get right for kill person with the order in custody, and that is why we are against.
But they not just go and kill them. Something happen where cause them die.
They also not just grab in the prison they and begin to create commotion whatsoever may have happened. They not just grab and do that. You understand? So the question we are asking, to what extent the use of lethal force. To what extent was
surprisingly that particular they denied the president for the presidential pardon way for free some prisoners then where that particular incident they happened.
Yes, well, it was a coincidence, and that is why we say the Director General not really explain. The first rumor we've been circulate was a prison break. People from outside that they can't break the prison. Now Director General don't make mention of that. The Director General said na commotion. Yeah, na commotion, and he come out with technical languages explaining what it causes. The prison was congested from 19 zones where civil society then they clamor for the congested Panama prisons. And I'm happy the Director General himself done clarity. We say in 1914 this prison was built for only 324 prisoners. As we speak, approximately there are 1,200 prisoners. So there is any cause of commotion in that place.
Yeah.
They don't place for 334 people then you go put 1,200 people then. So in excess of 1,000 some 100 people.
So one will say you know go blame the current regime or for say blame, and if you accept the facts now because of overpopulation and they cause some of them commotion there, one will say this is an old age problem.
It's an old age problem, but we are also saying not to the first time this we don't hear of prison breaks. It happens during the time of the ex-president. See the director of prison was sacked instanta.
So why didn't do the same?
Well, I'm not saying that, but we will first say those kind of, if government is really serious, this thing is serious because it don't touch on the toes of a lot of human rights defenders. We are waiting for this report, and our report don't come. Our report don't clearly tell we say government is not honest in the report. If government was honest in the report, then for don't first tell with the composition of the one they wouldn't do the investigation. But they didn't tell us. They not tell with the composition of those who were involved in this report.
If you say that necessary.
It's necessary, Mr. Thompson. It tells us the credibility in research. You get what you call validity and reliability. If you want your result to be valid, then you need to tell what you do. If we forget members from opposition parties, and so to speak, we get members from credible civil societies. We get members from the UN representatives. They're all for members from the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone and many other entities. But just for tell we say enough prison and then give we this report and we believe them. It starts to reason the kind of report where they go right. We are not against it. It's an excellent report, but we really want to know the composition of those who are involved.
You're saying an excellent report. 1 minute before we go for the news summary, you're saying an excellent report. Then another way around, but they question the credibility of the report itself.
Oh yeah, then it tell you say I don't want to be critical about the report, but I just want to tell the listeners and say the way and means where the report come into being. Maybe there were some flaws. Are the use of flaws because they wrote a very good report. They don't tell the people of Sierra Leone the number of people who didn't die. They tell you the reason for which lethal force was used. But we also want to know who were those people involved in this investigation.
Okay.
How can government investigate government?
Okay, Mr. Matthew, go for holy for now. Fambul, not forget say yourself. Continue for send your message if you want to be part of the program to the number 078330167. Now yeah, we go hold the program for the moment, and we will go over to you too for the news summary, and we will be back for the second half of the program. Stay tuned. Family, welcome to the second half of the program. City and Insai Salone. Don't forget to say today we'll discuss about the recent findings and where the Sierra Leone Correctional Service be pulled with regards the April 29 attempted prison break will be happening at the Paneba Road Correctional Service. Well, for help me discuss this program, I get with me James Matthew, the Executive Director of the National Center for Human Rights and Development. Earlier the program will be done here from the Director General of the Sierra Leone Correctional Service and also the Minister of Information and Communication as to what exactly be happen. Yourself can be part of the program. Send a message to the number 078330167. Mr. Matthew, we come back to this particular report where the Sierra Leone Correctional Service pool. As a whole, what exactly you make of this particular report as a way of appeasing, or let's say the public will be the hearing for your reform the correctional service? What exactly you make of that?
Yeah, thank you very much. I repeatedly talk and say we appreciate government effort for make sure say they listen to the request where the general public will make for investigate the matter and report to the public back about what really happen. But as a human rights investigator, somebody who don't monitor human rights issues around the country for the past 10 or more years, from the National Center for Human Rights point of view, we're not really happy with the findings.
Okay.
Yes, we are not happy with it. Why would they say this is Sierra Leone will grow if human rights are not respected. We have said this for the past 10 years. Any government where he come, Mr. Thompson, we don't get respect for human rights. That government they fail because Sierra Leone's problem is lack of respect for basic and fundamental human rights.
So if you say lie, they party findings of this particular report recommend.
Well, I don't want to call and lie because it would be too aggressive. You understand? But a lot of things they not bring them can to light. Exactly. I don't want they not bring can to light.
So one to say if they really want to hide something, therefore we just stick to that 10 people they wouldn't say die. But for come out and say okay, 31 people eventually die, that shows say then be honest and then say exactly what happened.
Yeah, they need to be honest because then people they wait and then are prison, then get relatives and get families.
But they also tell you say out of them 31 people now only 6 don't come out, then go bury. All the other one then the relatives they not come out for them.
Well, now so then say
then they want hide the truth from the public, then for me not easily tell people and say okay now 10 people die.
That na prison report. Understand? We are still saying until and unless an independent investigation is done, government cannot monitor government. All right? We would have been very, very happy. This nation, the human rights, the civil society, the families of them people then kill. For them be very happy for no first. Would have been give command for shoot and kill. What kind of lethal force way the Director General they talk about? Which kind of bullet they use inside under? What was the cause for using bullets on innocent Sierra Leoneans? We condemn the act where the prisoners then do. Nobody will condemn them. We condemn because the amount of losses we government don't losses under is plenty.
For destroying properties.
Yeah, we condemn that. But again,
that not enough for spark the lethal force where the Director General they talk about.
Yeah, this tells you, Mr. Thompson says still the correctional, the name correctional center is just an irony. You understand? What you really don't correct inside the prisons? If we would have moved from prison to correctional services, they have said then some of them say them for don't minimize. But we are still seeing people going to prisons and they come back, then life the miserable pass how they been there. So what we are saying in essence is this report don't even give the clear of what thing they happen inside the correctional services, that nothing has been corrected as far as the International Center for Human Rights is concerned in our prisons. And nothing not correctly. So moving forward,
we get over 1,000 prisoners them. So
yes,
very few of them will take part in the riot. Not mean say all of the prisoners them they not reform or they not change their way of life.
The director not tell anything about reforming will take place in that place. All what they tell you is the challenges we the human resource capacity we then get.
And that challenge is the visible. You self accept to the fact.
If now one, I can bring them now. When we allege say the government of Sierra Leone get political prisoners in that prison, we wrote letters. We organization wrote letters for they're not to the director of Sierra Leone Correctional Services until even when that thing happened, we even asked for permission for let us say pay visit to them people then way then how can I call it hospital, talk about them, what really happens. They not give we audience, they not listen to we. So that is the concern we get, that for the National Center for Human Rights and Development, we are still getting challenged with our prison, not only Panebaro prison, but all over the country. I'm proud of this incident. The United States Embassy in Sierra Leone pulled a very bad report about what they go on inside with prison. It not take 2 weeks and this prison incident happens. So it tells you that even the diplomatic mission, the international community, they're not happy about the condition of our prison inside this country.
So looking at this whole incident will happen now, we don't clear say people and die over 30. Some people in the call for government for take action for old people are responsible, certain people then they call
now they exactly at the one camp and I've been saying this that we want for know who we are. There are people who are responsible for even the shooting, not to the Director General of Prison say when I go shoot and kill. Absolutely, he wasn't. Not to the director of ONSG. Oh yes, we get what in a rules of engagement. This is very serious. That person that individual, no group of people that would then give orders, say let them shoot and kill, then therefore bring that person can to book. If that not happen, the National Center for Human Rights and Development will not go rest this matter. We'll take this matter further.
So the one with the before you say not to him for hold responsible. So
the director of prison not to him give command.
So, but he is the head of prison.
Oh no, inside get bossy. No, prison they under Minister of Internal Affairs.
And the president sacked the Minister of Internal Affairs.
No, he sacked the Minister of Internal Affairs where no reason was given.
Yeah.
They not be given any reason. But the person will be there at the scene when this thing happens, or the Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, the Minister of Internal Affairs can later will wear anything but that one day. In fact, he was even the person who had been really like masterminded the whole thing. He was there, he was moving around, we saw him and the like. I hope the media is honest in this country. Then say go attest to and say the Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, he was there, you know, in Boston in even that too much, and that was the reason why we
there and I work for the day and for cool down the situation. That one was in
he didn't amplify the situation, he didn't cool down the situation. I don't want to hide that from the people of Sierra Leone. And he was boisterous, he was boastful over the media for say, even if anything happened, the presidential guard them able to take care of this country, even more than the regular military. He said that over radio. The people of Salone, they listen to that. So we want to know the individual way been responsible for give order for let them shoot and kill. It's about rules of engagement.
Okay.
Until that happens, this matter no go right.
And also certain people and they say the Director General for go.
Well, I am not saying the Director General for go. That is left with the discretion of His Excellency the President, or whosoever is concerned.
Or if you say for be so kind enough for resign.
It get to do with ethics and values.
Yeah.
Yes. If you feel say this thing not correct, as the people that can do in the Western world, they can easily resign. But if there's a general again reason why you see the returning position, what would they say from the National Center for Human Rights and Development angle is those who were responsible for the death of them 31 people there, they need for be questioned, and if possible, for bring them can to book. If possible, let them sack them from their position there. Now, no one foresee this kind of thing happen in this country again.
So moving forward, what you want foresee happen at this particular prisons way for make certain thing like that, because the Minister of Information in Insai address say they get challenged with the CCTV cameras not be there at the place. So what's exactly some of the things that way you not look
I can share with you experiences of prisons in other countries where me don't get opportunity for visit. If you go to Ghana and many other countries, we'll say prison reform, not to the building. Now for reform the criminals who go into that place, for make them better people in society. I think we'll tell Mr. Thompson for can't talk much about that, because now that not happen at the prison day.
Okay.
You understand? There are allegations of selling cocaine, jamba, and many other things in that prison. So people go as criminals, they come worse, then they come out as worse criminals. What would they yarn for seeing our prison? That I go there as a prisoner, then accommodate as a carpenter. I go there as a prisoner, accommodate as a mercenary. I go there as a prisoner, accommodate as a lawyer. So if they give me 5 years sentence for them at prison, I for make sure say I get the required knowledge, I get the required skills. When I come back, I will become a better citizen.
And the correctional service don't put all that in place. Now prisoners then get opportunity for do courses then. They signed recently a partnership with Unimark. We presently, as I tell you, so you get prisoners the way they do courses then at Unimark.
Not to hardcore criminals. You understand? The hardcore criminals are the people they work for really, because they were not born criminals. We have said this, that the denial of basic human rights can lead to somebody for become a criminal.
And that's not a justification.
No, it's justification. Nobody not gets to pass anybody. We are all born here. One of the rights where everybody gets, UDH, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that every individual is equal. Nobody in this country will tell me say he get this country past Mr. Thompson. Now we all born, but circumstances and economic certain environment to defend yourself go make you a criminal. And now it make they say criminals are criminals, and they will not become criminals if those things which are basic for them for let them get. If let them provide them for you now, if you at all refuse for take opportunity of that, then you go out and do the bad thing. I don't feel any human right go talk for you. But first, economic, social, and cultural rights of this nation, we will not get them. The basics are not provided. Even we are not to people that work in a prison. For even forget water, no problem for we. Forget light, no problem for we. Forget good road, no problem for we. So until and unless those basic and fundamental human rights are provided for the people of this country, we will continue to forget criminals in this country.
Okay, Fambul, the messages then don't come in for now. We will stop Mr. Matthew first and read some of the messages them, and we will return back to. And this first message, they say, hello CTN, Mr. Matthew, you are not truthful towards the things this government has been doing. You always on air criticizing this government. Oh, Salone, this is coming from Medmans at Kisiod. Other message, they say the people of this country needs truthful answers. This report here lack credibility. Okay, this person not putting a name. Another message, they say, Mr. Matthew, if you are doubting the credibility of this report, who is stopping you from conducting your own report? Okay, the other message, they say the government has gone ahead to tell the people of this country what exactly happened. This message are not too clear, but this person the type of say they should have easily hide the truth from the public. This is coming from Jonathan at New England. Another message, they say, Mr. Matthew, thank you for saying the truth to the people of this country. May God continue to bless you. Finally, for now, the message we go read here, they say our people needs answer. Those people killed on that particular day were innocent citizens. They were just unfortunate to be in that particular situation. This country needs to move forward. This is coming from Mr. Kagbo at Godrich. Okay, Mr. Matthew, go all the messages for now and go over to you for you respond to some of them.
Yeah, I want to tell all the Texans and thank you. I think out of the 5 or 6 messages and where they come, now one they ask you a question, say who is holding the National Center for Human Rights and Development from conducting an independent investigation. And this now the common habit of an average Sierra Leonean. When something happened to our aids, they take that in the for say nothing way it affect them tomorrow. This text send a very good text, but if this text go can away office and if follow we then go give the opportunity for going to prison and see prisoners, not go be happy for let any of his family go to Panebaro prison. Nobody they happy for see in Peking, in mama, in uncle, or in any family for going to prison. What they say basically it's not anything. I know people have been saying this over CTN, and I'm really very happy over that. For say a critical president, we not going to become a good president if some of we not look a little bit critical about what he do. If we all go to the president and say president they do very well, president not going to be a better president. We are not. I mean, I'm not somebody who is bad or not like the SPP government. I think how I look at things is this is Sierra Leone, and a certain sector of people that need for being a little bit critical in the sense that we they play the devil's advocate. If we not play the devil's advocate, people out there, and I'm happy some people that they appreciate some of them things that what they do. This opportunity where CTN give me for we own side of the story about this report. It don't send a signal to the people out there that the independent investigation which was conducted, the report will explain who are those people involved in conducting this investigation. The report will explain what have been the weapon where the prisoner where they deserve the killing where they go kill them. The report will explain would have been given order for let them shoot and kill. These are the critical questions the families of those people, even the compensation of those people that were then killed. The government say anything about it? No. Then people were then killed, then left mama them, then left woman them, then left Peking them, then left families. We don't have to take care of them families them. But should not be very honest with yourself. Are we happy that people are in prison and shoot them, kill them? If not be young Peking, we they ask that question there. If not be young Peking or a young family they shoot and kill, so you will be very happy. Nobody paid me to come to this place, but the truth must be said to move this country forward.
And one will say the governments don't do justice to wetin happen, and then they try for at least pull out and give the public wetin exactly happen at all.
It is fine, but wetin government get as a package for the one day wey dem kill? Is it justifiable that somebody go there in prison and kill them?
So you want for them compensate?
They should. Each of those prisoners who was killed, then their family, would they for take? They were given some number of years for the day. After that, they get for Komo. Do you know if anyone of them killed will become a president tomorrow? Nelson Mandela moved out of prison. He became a lawyer and ruled South Africa. We know of some of them get for turn to engineers tomorrow. Then get for turn to professional teachers, then get for turn to lawyers. Now their future, they don't kill them. Nobody said anything about that. Is that good for a nation? It's not good. So they call upon the government for come out with a package. There should be a package given to them people they will then kill, and we need better answers. These answers are not better answers. We need better answers. For Minister of Information for tell we say then they give mobile phone to prisoners. Is that rehabilitating or removing the minds of the criminals from not doing bad? That telephone one for give prisoners.
So that one of the ways for letting go be reformed.
It is not going to help the prison from being reformed, Mr. In the first place, the human resource capacity of the prison need to be taken care of. The people that they work at the prison, they need for pay them very well. They need for take care of them. Now they're not able to talk for themselves, but themselves they suffer. The whole prison services is poor. They get poor human resource. They don't get better training. They don't get skills. Themselves they suffer. So if we talk about rehabilitating the prison, reforming the prison, it has to start with the workers that are at the prison day. Then you go to the prisoners themselves. Until and unless those things happen, the correctional service will become a better place. And then things in way that they happen. So they will continue to happen, and it will be good for this nation.
So in Samachi, before we go, let's take two messages then quickly. This one they say, Mr. Matthew, please, I want to know why you are not given the opportunity to go to the Salone Correctional Center. This is coming from J-Boy. Okay, finally the message say, okay, Mr. Presenter, it is still not clear how many people were killed at the Pademba Road prison break from Mariama Kuyate at Opcon. Okay, because of time, we will stop the messages there quickly, and Mr. Matthew will say something about the two messages then.
Yeah, this other message they talk about, I know if we say of from the time we Akanaya, we are against the government. We are not against the government. I repeatedly talk that one day. What in this report don't give you, it don't give you an insight. Because the background of the report give you an insight of the current situation of the Panema Road prison, of which we appreciate and tell the director of prison thank you.
Okay.
But moving forward, like where the person asks for the message, we want to make sure say a repeat of this not happen again, and the exact figure, the second person they ask, government forgive you the exact figure of people then we then died.
So if you say more people than died,
well, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
But you say then forget the exact.
Yeah, then forget the exact figure. If the 31 is first, then say 10. Now they don't say 31. You understand? There are still people where then the hospital. We don't know what thing have happened to them. They may die. So then we don't even know that how many get for die because then they're in a critical condition. So if we say the families of them people then for be given the opportunity for them to go see the situation of a picking and whether they get for survive or not, or else that number get for increase. And that to no one. Government not hide information from the people. It has happened. People were shot, broad daylight, while they were in prison, then kill them. That not good. And that today against. There were other means where government for don't use for make sure say then take care of that situation that happens that day. But coming with people with AK-47s, with gun for can't shoot somebody where harmless. It is against Nelson Mandela's rules of engagement as far as prison services are concerned.
Okay.
And that of itself is a serious violation of human rights by the state.
Okay. One text they say why they not be given opportunity for going to the prison.
Yeah, well, up to now, Mr. Texas, if you want, or Madam Texas, if you want, I will show you the letters who write 2 good letters who sent to the director of prison requesting that they give an opportunity to go to prison. They're not going to even reply to we. Yes, they not reply to we.
One will say maybe now waiting the content of waiting the letters when they accuse the government, say they get political prisoners, and government always they say they don't ever get political prisoners.
Well, if we don't allow we law go, the law go find out the kind of prisoners we then get. But for the mere fact I wrote you a letter, you didn't reply, it means you don't even take me serious.
I still feel say the prisons they hold political prisoners.
There are political prisoners in that prison. That's another one hide and aya. There are political prisoners at Pandemba Road Correctional Services. Political prisoners and did it.
And they were not they not be arrested them because of their party or which are they affiliate, but because of the individual crime.
Well, in the context in which the arrest them was not clear. All what we know is they were arrested as political prisoners.
Okay.
Now that would emphasize. And I make when we write the letter, we've been sick just and allow we. It was like any other person going to the prison and see what is happening there. We don't write anything bad. We just say request to visit political detainees at the Pandemba Correctional Services. That was the headlines of letter. 2 letters. We wrote the first letter. We send a reminder letter. The director of prison pass. He say not us if they listen to we, but we get the way book wherein somebody from in office been signed. Then 2 letters a whole Sunday. So that of itself been clarity. We say the prison then too bureaucratic, then they keep a lot of information out from the public, and I make even without the credibility of this information within the give.
Okay, so we'll not get any other time again. And finally, before we go, the prison also recently be announced they don't get a big land Songo bien Waterloo where they go can relocate this prison. So moving forward, what think will be exactly your own word to the prison as to way of how now want to see the prison in the near future?
I think before government go take a venture of building any prison, they need for go do visit na other countries and let them see more than these prison services. This was built in 1914. If I'm not lying, how many years now? It's a very good news and recommend news, but to go appeal to the government for let them send the architectures, staffs of the prison, let them go look how prisons in other countries and they waiting for the modern days prison that we talk about. So we not can see another second Pandemba Road, which side then they torture people them, then they do people them bad. Somebody go there, go as a criminal, they come out as a criminal. Somebody go there in heart no good, then you come out back to prison because prison is a reform. Now they couldn't get that name the correctional services. We are very happy, but we not see anything within the correct Pandemba boy them. Somebody chook, you go back. Na community, you go say, I'm telling you, don't chook today, I go to prison, and they can't chook back, I go there. That's not kind of situation we want to see. So we're really very happy for the information that they get for move, although it's not going to happen now, maybe it will happen later. But we are very much appreciative of that information, and we hope the prison services of this country will change for a better.
Thank you very much. Your name is James Matthew, the Executive Director for the National Center for Human Rights and Development. Fambul and also the program City and Inside Salone go left on for the bring come the program for today. My name is Mark Thompson. Goodbye.